You boys look like a weird heavy metal band.
Yes, we are a band.
Really?
Yeah.
So what you play?
Symphonic post-apocalyptic reindeer-grinding, Christ-abusing, extreme war pagan Fennoscandic metal.
Right. Really interesting.
What's up, everyone? DJ Anubis here with you on the Metal Radio podcast with a movie review for The Bluff 2026. It's a swashbuckler action film directed by Frankie Flowers, produced by the Russo brothers, and stars Priyanka Chopra, Karl Urban, Ismael Cruz Cordova, and a few other people that I'm not super familiar with, although Quartermaster Timur Morrison, who I have seen before, playing Quartermaster Lee in here as well. So when I saw the trailer for this, and I would let you all know, I'm not going to give a lot of spoilers away. It just came out today on Amazon Prime, so there will be no spoilers. But when I saw the trailer for it, man, I thought, wow, this is going to be cool, because they're really pushing it on the PR, the promotion for this as being like a very brutal pirate movie. And yeah, there are some scenes that you can sit there and say, yeah, that's kind of like a cool move, or that's a brutal kill, but really they still hold back in this film. So it's like, it's not totally as brutal as I would think. So if you think brutal, think of like the Red Band trailer for Mortal Kombat that came out in 2021. That's far more brutal. Like you see a lot more gore in that. This you really don't. You see a little bit here and there, but overall, it's not as crazy as it kind of like implied when you're watching the trailer. But basically, it tells the story of Priyanka Chopra's character, Ursel Bawden, who's a former pirate, and she was basically a young girl when her ship was attacked by some pirates, and then she was taken on to become a pirate herself, so she became known as Bloody Mary over the course of time as she got older. And so she became like a legend in pirate history, and she was working along, of course, by the guy and the pirate that had gotten her, which was Captain Connor, played by Karl Urban. And he has this grudge against her because they were once partners, not just in romantic ways, but as pirates. Very methodical and brutal in terms of the stuff they would take from people. And at one point, she decided that she didn't want that life anymore. So she stabbed him in the ribs, didn't miss his heart, but stabbed him in the ribs, and basically took like this creative gold that was very valuable to Connor and the rest of the pirates and whatnot. So they've kind of spent their time chasing her down. Like, she went on to find another captain who she fell in love with on this island, which is, just kind of like a very neutral zoned island with, just village people and just people that would chill in the general. There's like some Christian people there, a church and stuff like that. So she had kind of built this life of just a housewife. She'd moved away from being the pirates. And so she's married to T.H. Bawden, who was a captain of his own ship, but he was aware of her past. So he took one of the pieces of gold, and of course, when it got spotted by one of Connor's guys at some port, probably, they chased down Bawden's ship, and of course, that's when they raided it, and then they wanted to go chase after Ursel. And so, obviously, the story is just basically the pirates arrive at this island and start like killing people and taking over, and obviously for the pirates themselves, it's all about the gold. They just want to get the gold, which, Connor wants too, but he has his own motives. Like he wants revenge. He kind of has this thing where he still has a thing for her, I think, because, you see towards the end of the film that he just seems really desire her as Bloody Mary, not so much the noble housewife now that she become. But in the meantime, she's got to protect her sister-in-law, and then also her young son, who's handicapped. He needs braces on his legs and stuff, like Forrest Gump type stuff. But so to me, in a lot of ways, that part of it, I mean, the kids have a factor, but it's almost like an afterthought. I don't know. There's some things about this film that I don't really like, because it's like, why do we bring them up into the movie when they don't necessarily have a massive part in it? Like, they do fit, but they're just not enough to really say or they needed. And I think that's the other thing too, is that I wanted her character, as far as Chopra's character, to be the figure point, to the point where I was expecting more action in this. So you get some, but not to the degree that I thought we would get when we saw the trailer. So I came out kind of disappointed that we didn't really get that like crazy, like very violent stuff. We saw a little bit of it, but not enough to really satiate the hunger that I had for when I saw the trailer. Acting wise, it was fine. In fact, Morrison is Lee again, great actor. But again, you can kind of like predict what's going to happen to him, because he already knows that Connor is in this bloodlust to track down Arcel. And so Lee is there trying to say, look, we need to stay on point. We just need the gold. That's all we're coming after, man. We don't care about this bitch. We don't want to worry about her. And the thing is, like, in the meantime, while they're trying to get the gold and get her, she's killing off, all the pirates that keep chasing her down on the island. So, and she's very, resourceful in terms of how she survives and makes it out of these fights. I thought she might be a little bit more of a badass, but like, she does get her ass kicked a few times pretty easily in this, which I guess gives us some sense of reality. But at the same time, it's like you kind of go in wanting her just to be like a diehard badass. That's kind of like how you wanted to look at it. But overall, like, the film doesn't really have a climatic feel that you want. It certainly has one, but not to the degree that you're like, oh, that was satisfying. It just doesn't really come out that way for me with this. So really, at the end of the day, I know that we're going to talk a little bit about this on Friday for Action Film Autopsy with Fat Samurai Guy and author Rick Myers. It's one of the picks that Rick has for the month. I'm glad I did get a chance to check it out, because we were supposed to do Action Film Autopsy on Tuesday, but with the weather and everything around the areas of our homes, it's just better to push it to Friday, and we're going to do it then. But we'll talk about this film, and I'm glad I was able to check it out, because it didn't come out till today. So I'm glad that I was able to see. I don't know how Rick is seeing these films before we are. Like, it's crazy. He must have the know or something. But so got a chance to check it out. I would suggest checking out at least once. You can give your own opinion about how you feel about it, but I wasn't nearly as satisfied with it as I would hope to be. So my rating for this film is really going to be about a 6 out of 10. It's average. It's not really going to blow anybody away, in my opinion. The fights don't really measure up, especially when they get down like the tunnel area where the gold was kept on the island from her. It's just very dark. You can't see half of the shit that's going on down there. And so that kind of made it a struggle to enjoy any of the kills. Like, there's one where the sister-in-law is being attacked by one of the scouts from the beginning of the film, and she ends up killing him through like some sort of like harpoon that shoots out from this thing that's like, it's almost like a cannon almost, but like it's sitting down there and it just comes out and it nails him to the wall, which is a great kill, but like you can barely see it. So you can't really be satisfied with what's going on. And I don't really understand it because the film has to be rated R. Like it's not like a PG. I don't think it's PG-13 either. I don't even know if they gave it a rating on here or not. I'll see. But so I guess Zoe Saldana had a part in this too, but yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really give me a rating for it, but like it can't be. It might be like a PG-13 at best. But either way, like if they were holding back, I don't know why. Like you kind of sold the trailer like it was going to be this very brutal, crazy thing. Like they even advertised one in the movie at the beginning that these are some of the most die-hard, diabolical pirates that are left of what's going out there in the seas. So it's like, well, why aren't we seeing that brutality in some way? We don't even really get it when they kill the townspeople. And so it's like, where is the brutality? There's nothing really brutal about this. And I know it's kind of nitpicky, but the reality is when you kind of like lay it out as being this like very brutal film, it's just not there. There's a moment in the trailer, if you see it, where Ursel is being attacked, and this is early on by the scouts, and she takes a blade and she like cuts the dude's leg down his thigh. And that's a cool, grueling scene, but again, it doesn't really show a lot. But that's about as brutal as it really gets. Like there's like an alligator attack later or a crocodile, but outside of that, you don't really see much of like gore in this. And I'm not saying that's a be all end all to a good movie, but again, you're selling it as being crazy in this sense. So I was kind of disappointed with that. It just didn't really live up to the hype, or it didn't really scratch the itch, as Samurai would say, you know. So 6 out of 10. It's on Amazon Prime. You don't have to pay for it if you have Prime. So check it out if you want. Give your own opinions. Let me know in the comments. Have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know. Hit the like and subscribe. We'll see you next time on the Metal Time Radio Podcast.
You see before you die. Find the blood.